I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well, folks, Christmas may be over, but season 11 on my show isn't over just yet. Yeah, I admit, 2023 was a pretty rocky year due to me living on my own in my own apartment ever since late 2022, having major responsibilities, as well as having to put up with a lot of jerkish YouTube and Facebook commenters, crazy shoppers at work, and coping with the loss of two important people in my family. But there were some good moments during this year, like live streaming with a few other reviewers, hanging out with several of my closest friends, whether during a movie night or at Disneyland, which I still hope to work for in my future, and performing with my friends and family at Musical Theater Village in shows like The Wizard of Oz, Peter Pan, and A Christmas with Scrooge. Anyway, for my season 11 finale, we're going to celebrate Christmas and the upcoming New Year with Winnie the Pooh. Released a video and DVD on November 12, 2002, this is Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. Now, on for the plot of this special. During the holiday season in the 100-Acre Wood, Pooh and the gang gather together and tell Roo about a past Christmas as seen in Winnie the Pooh and Christmas 2. Later, they recall a New Year's in which Rabbit wanted to move away because he was irritated with Pooh's honey eating, Tigger's bouncing, Piglet being afraid, and Eeyore's gloominess. To get him to stay, the animals vow to make a resolution to change, which results in them suffering a temporary personality swap and hilarity ensues. So, what do I think of this movie? Well, in my opinion, this movie was sweet, silly, nostalgic, and in the end, it really tugged at my heart. And to further explain what I mean, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, there's not a lot of trivia to say for this movie, other than the fact that it was produced by Walt Disney Animation France SA, with animation production being done by Wang Film Productions Company and Sun Woo Animation in Korea. Also, this film is kind of a direct sequel to 1999's Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, and it's also the final Winnie the Pooh special to reuse footage from the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh TV show. As for the animation, well, in my opinion, the animation for this film is pretty good. To me, it stays true to the New Adventures TV show, which I, like most people my age, loved to watch on the Disney Channel at the time. Plus, my favorite part of the film was when it showed Winnie the Pooh and Christmas 2, where Pooh and the gang try to mail a letter to Santa Claus using the Wind Postal Service. And I liked the several different gifts that they asked for, like a fly swatter for Rabbit to keep the bugs away from his carrots, a snowshoe for Tigger's tail so that he can bounce on the snow, an umbrella for Eeyore to keep the snow off his house, and a sled for Christopher Robin. Also, I liked the part where Pooh dresses up like Santa Claus and Piglet dresses up like a reindeer. By the way, on a side note, the only person who I know about who got to talk about this holiday special before me was the Blockbuster chick. And I agree with everything she said about it years ago, due to it being a childhood classic. As for the rest of the movie, well, while I don't mind a Winnie the Pooh New Year's movie, and the fact that New Year's specials aren't as popular compared to Christmas, I think the plot is a little bit predictable due to Pooh and the gang switching personalities, which almost reminds me of the time in the episode Shampoo, where Pooh loses his appetite, Tigger becomes Private Ear again, and his friends Owl, Gopher, Piglet, and Rabbit swap roles. But on the other hand, I like that this movie teaches a nice moral on being yourself, and that it helps you become more of yourself in return. And now, let's talk about the special songs. For this film, most of the songs were written by Michael and Patricia Silvershire, who in the past wrote songs for TV shows like The Adventures of the Gummy Bears, DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, The Little Mermaid TV show, along with a few straight-to-video films like The Return of Jafar, The Little Mermaid 2, and Belle's Magical World. Well, at least most of their work is great, I think. Anyway, like the shorts, this film opens up with the classic Winnie the Pooh theme song written by Richard and Robert Sherman. Only this time, it's sung by Carly Simon, who also sang in Piglet's Big Movie and Pooh's Heffalump movie. In my opinion, while most of these songs are good, I think the finale song, Auld Lang Syne, would have to be the best in my opinion, because I believe it's a very fitting song for a New Year's movie. And now let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought him to life. Winnie the Pooh is voiced by veteran voice actor Jim Cummings, who has been voicing him ever since the 1980s, and also voices Tigger. In my opinion, Jim Cummings still does a great job at making Pooh so adorable and humble, and Tigger so lovingly rambunctious. And believe me, I take this version of Pooh over this childhood disgrace. And I really can't believe it's getting a sequel this coming Valentine's Day. Ugh. Anyway, during this movie, Pooh resolves to never eat honey again, which results in him acting all gloomy like Eeyore, and Tigger resolves to not bounce anymore, which results in him becoming paranoid and panicky like Piglet, and he also ties a rock to his tail. Next we have Pooh's best friend, Christopher Robin, voiced by William Green. As I said before, Christopher Robin is a very intelligent boy, and I like that he acts as a caretaker, guiding presence, and almost a parent to most of the other characters of the 100-Acre Wood. Plus, during this movie, Christopher Robin explains to Pooh how New Year's is celebrated. Next is Piglet, voiced by the late John Fielder, whom was in films like Robin Hood, The Rescuers, The Fox and the Hound, and The Emperor's New Groove. To me, despite his timid and insecure personality, Piglet has got to be one of Pooh's closest friends. Plus, during this film, Piglet resolves to be brave, which results in him becoming zany and bouncy like Tigger. Also, I thought it was really sweet that Pooh got him a music box for Christmas. Eeyore is once again voiced by Peter Cullen, aka Optimus Prime from the Transformers franchise. To me, while Eeyore is mostly gloomy and depressed, he's still a reliable character, and believe me, he's someone you can lean on in times of trouble. During this movie, Eeyore resolves to be more positive, which results in him developing a taste for honey and dressing up in Pooh's clothing, along with standing up on two legs, which I have not seen since Eeyore's Tale. Rabbit is voiced by the late Ken Sampson, who voiced Inspector Jamal in The Chipmunk Adventure. As I said before, Rabbit is my least favorite character in the Pooh universe due to his crabbiness and fussiness. And during this movie, Rabbit is focused on preserving a carrot that he saved for winter so that he can use it to restart his garden come spring. And due to him getting fed up with his friends bothering him, he decides to leave the 100-Acre Wood. And later, after he's rescued from a swarm of bees and realizing his friend's intentions, Rabbit admits that he's the one who needs to change and be more accepting of their quirks and flaws. The rest of the gang include Kanga, voiced by Kat Susie, her son Rue, voiced by Nikita Hopkins, and Gopher, voiced by Michael Goff, whom I still stand by is the most underrated character in Pooh's gang. And finally, the narrator for this movie is voiced by Michael York. And now on to my final words. Overall, Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year is a pretty sweet movie. While it's not as good as the previous Pooh films that I blogged, it does bring back a lot of fond memories from my childhood. Plus, I love that it features Winnie the Pooh and Christmas 2 as a flashback. It has nostalgic animation as well as a decent moral about being yourself. The songs are great to listen to. The characters are memorable and lovable, except for fussy old long ears. The voice acting is spectacular, and the story is cute, funny, and in the end, pulls at my heartstrings. So, if you're looking for a movie to watch during this New Year's weekend, I suggest you check this movie out on DVD or on Disney+. As for my rating, I'll give it a 98% out of 100. Well, that's it for Season 11 of Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Be sure to join me in 2024 for Season 12. Until then, this is Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, saying, Mustang Power. And may all of you have a happy New Year.